Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This looks like we have superimposed ourselves into this background. But as you watch the video, you'll see how those clouds are actually moving, because here we are. This is out on the lake. Well, we're sitting on the dock. We're not levitating on the lake. But we're out on the lake at Govindadweep, Inishrath Island. This is in Ireland on the northern side, right?
Yeah, we came from the southern.
We came from
Dublin.
Dublin is on the south. And so we just arrived not long ago, and it's so nice and beautiful. Now, of course, as you can see with all these clouds, the weather changes here very quickly, so you have to make use of the good weather while you got it. So we're going to read from the Srimad Bhagavatam while we're here, and can come out and give you a little darshan of this beautiful, beautiful scenery. Maybe if you're lucky, then Bhava Bhakti will put in a few clips of the scenery.
For that, you got to go to my Bhakti Vision channel.
There you go. So Bhakti Vision, and the link is
in the description box.
Down there. Okay, Hare Krishna. Let's read some Bhagavatam. Where are we at?
Canto 3, Chapter 26, Text 1.
Chapter is entitled
Fundamental Principles of Material Nature.
Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. Okay, sounds like this is going to be an intense chapter. Only 103 pages. And I think this is going to be a lot of Sankhya philosophy given by Lord Kapila Dev. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Okay, text 1. The Personality of Godhead Kapila continued, My dear Mother, now I shall describe unto you the different categories of the Absolute Truth, knowing which any person can be released from the influence of the modes of material nature. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, only through devotional service. Bhaktiya mam abhijananti. As stated in the Bhagavatam, the object of devotional service is Mam, Krishna. And as explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, to understand Krishna means to understand Krishna in his personal form with his internal energy, his external energy, his expansions, and his incarnations. There are many diverse departments of knowledge in understanding Krishna. Sankhya philosophy is especially meant for persons who are conditioned by this material world. It is generally understood by the parampara system or by disciplic succession to be the science of devotional service. Preliminary studies of devotional service have already been explained. Now the analytical study of devotional service will be explained by the Lord, who says that by such an analytical study one becomes freed from the modes of material nature. The same assertion is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tato mam tattvato natvam. By understanding the Lord according to various categories, one can become eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. This is also explained here. By understanding the science of devotional service in Sankhya philosophy, one can become free from the modes of material nature. The eternal self, after becoming freed from the spells of material nature, becomes eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. As long as one has even a slight desire to enjoy or lord it over material nature, there is no chance of his being freed from the influence of nature's material modes. Therefore, one has to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead analytically as explained in the Sankhya system of philosophy by Kapila Dev.
Okay, any thoughts?
Yeah, I was just thinking that this sort of information is not for everyone. I think for most people, well, not most, I think for me it's a bit like I'd rather just be, okay, I'll chant Hare Krishna, I'll engage in service and put my man hours in and gain faith and enlightenment. Obviously reading is there, but when it gets too like this analytical and yeah, it's a bit much.
Okay, you can read from there
Yeah,
here.
I read from here.
Okay. So, yeah, I thought the next to last line, therefore one has to understand the Supreme Person. As long as one has even a slight desire to enjoy or lord it over material nature, there is no chance of his being freed from the influence of nature's material modes. I mean, that's pretty heavy. Even a slight desire to enjoy or lord it over. I mean, that's so absolute, like even a slight means you're not going to overcome. So, wow, it's pretty heavy. But what can be done, you know? Fact is that we are where we are in life in general, and we have to work towards the highest levels. So we have to try to overcome and give these things up. And as Prabhupada would often say, it's a gradual process. It's not something we can just read at once and jump to it. We may try, but it's unlikely that we're actually going to be absolutely, completely freed from any desire to enjoy or lord it over. But I think the idea of the Sankhya philosophy is that it helps us to more or less analyze the nature of the material world in such a way that we diminish its value for sense gratification and simultaneously increase the value of devotional service. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so text number 2. Knowledge is the ultimate perfection of self-realization. Okay. I shall explain that knowledge unto you by which the knots of attachment to the material world are cut. So now remember, Kapila Deva is speaking to his mother Devahuti, who is trying to become free from the material energy and be liberated from it to achieve, spiritual emancipation and perfection. So he's trying to assist her. It is said that by proper understanding of the pure self or by self-realization, one can be freed from material attachment. Knowledge leads one to attain the ultimate perfection of life and to see oneself as he is. The Svetasvatara Upanishad 3.8 also confirms this. Tameva vididvati mrityum eti viditatvi mrityam eti. Simply by understanding one's spiritual position or by seeing oneself as he is, one can be freed from material entanglement. In various ways, the seeing of oneself is described in the Vedic literatures, and it is confirmed in the Bhagavatam, Purushasya Atmadarshanam, that one has to see oneself and know what he is. As Kapila Deva explains to his mother, this seeing can be done by hearing from the proper authoritative source. So seeing can be done by hearing from the proper authoritative source. Kapila Deva is the greatest authority because he is the personality of Godhead. And if someone accepts whatever is explained as it is without interpretation, then he can see himself. Interesting. Confirmed.
Someone's shooting.
No, I think it's backfiring lawnmower.
Oh, it's a lawnmower.
Hopefully.
Okay. Any thoughts?
No.
Alright, next paragraph. Lord Chaitanya explained to Sanatana Goswami the real constitutional position of the individual. He said directly that each and every individual soul is eternally a servitor of Krishna. Jivera Swarupai Krishnara Nitya Das. Every individual soul is eternally a servitor. When one is fixed in the understanding that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, and that his eternal position is to serve in association with the Supreme Lord, he becomes self-realized. This position of rightly understanding oneself cuts the knot of material attraction. Hridaya Granti Bedanam. Due to false ego or false identification of oneself with the body and the material world, one is entrapped by Maya. But as soon as one understands that he is qualitatively the same substance as the Supreme Lord, because he belongs to the same category of spirit soul, and that his perpetual position is to serve, one attains Atma Darshana and Hridaya Granti Bedanam, self-realization. When one can cut the knot of attachment to the material world, his understanding is called knowledge. Atma Darshanam means to see oneself by knowledge. Therefore, when one is freed from the false ego by the cultivation of real knowledge, he sees himself and that entanglement.
That is the ultimate.
And that is the ultimate necessity of human life. The soul is thus isolated. The soul is thus isolated from the entanglement of the 24 categories of material nature. Pursuit of the systematic philosophic process called Sankhya is called knowledge and self-realization.
Wouldn't work better for you to do like
It
that?
doesn't work. Yeah. Not sure. I brightened the screen. I don't know if I locked it.
Anyway, any thoughts on that?
No. I find it not so easy to comment, process. And it is, I don't mean that in an offensive way, but it doesn't light my fire. But I don't mean I won't read it. I'm just being honest. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, should we skip this part?
No, not like that, but like say, and for other people it might be like, oh, I don't like reading all these pastimes or that sort, and some people are like, no, I just like listening pastime. Yes, somehow as soon as this chapter, and then there's certain other ones, and it's like, for me it's like, okay, I'm just taking the medicine. Yeah, just.
Okay, so basically the idea here is that we're all Jivara Swarapoi Krishnara Nichadas, and when we become fixed in this knowledge, we can cut the knot. Granti means knot. Bedanam, Hridaya, the knot in the heart becomes cut. That knot in the heart is created because of a false identification, because we're thinking that we are this body. I think I'm a middle-aged American white man, and you think you're
young British Indian lady.
So we think that we're these bodies, and because of that, these knots get created in the heart, and they need to be severed. They need to be cut. Otherwise, these knots bind us. Daiviyeshu gunamayi mamamaya duratyaya. That these divine energy of mind. It's composed of the three modes of material nature, which are like ropes that knot us up and tie us into the material world. So in this way, he's going to explain the philosophical process of Sankhya so that we can get free from these knots. We can cut these knots. So it's very exciting. So you should be very excited. So we're just having that kind of thing here. You know, it's hard, but it's easy, and it's easy, but it's hard, and it's difficult, but we should be excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's not working again, is it?
No, something wrong with your phone.
I know, it's gone a little funny. Okay. Here, you use this.
No. So,
Yeah.
all right.
So it's my turn to read.
Oh.
So text 3. And, oh, wow, that's a long purport.
Yeah, this. Adjourn.
We've only just begun, it seems, but now we're this is the end, my friend. Okay, so we'll stop here, and we'll come back again tomorrow to analyze the 20, how many elements to say? Some place says 24, some place 26. The 24 elements, categories of material nature. Okay, thank you all very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, share. So please share this link with others if you're finding it exciting. Of course, today might not have seemed so exciting, but at least we're in an exotic location. And please watch Bhakti Vision, subscribe to that, and check out our travels to the different temples, ISKCON temples around the UK and Europe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.